Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom, and I pull out this Chinese elm. It's got the corking, which is really nice material, you can see. And what happened is that, and this is also the small, I think this is a small leaf variety, that's correct. And so this is a very desirable tree. And in fact, I think it's Seiju. It's one of the original Seiju I bought from the gentleman that brought it back from Hokkaido. About maybe 25 years ago, 30 years ago now. And so it grew into a tall, big tree, but it got all hollow out inside, also all rotten. But that's fine, you know, when you think about it, no tree, no part of a tree, no matter how big it is, how old it is, that's more than 5 or 6 years old. The rest of it just dead wood on the inside to provide the structure. But in fact, all the structures on the, most of the structural support is from the hollow outside, is from the outside perimeter. So I didn't know what to do with it. So I wound up air layering it into 4 pieces, including the bottom main root. Actually, each one of them worked. This was about a air layer about a year and a half ago. And last year, it rooted, and I put it in a growing pot, and that's how much it grew in 1 year with the root. So I'm going to take it out to show you the whole process about air layering, and then also be able to take a good look at it to decide what to do with the design to make it something really creative, because it's so odd. That gives you an opportunity to be doing something really different. So I had to pull it out of the pot fairly carefully, not to break any roots if I can help it. Maybe what I'll do is I tilt it a little bit. It's in fact grew into the bottom. So let me see if I can pour it out more or less. I really want to avoid breaking the roots so that there's more of a chance of growing fast. And once I break the roots, it's not going to kill the tree, but sure it's going to slow down the growth of it. I want to take it out of the pot and then shake off the dirt. I can shake off some of the dirt now to reduce the weight of the root ball. Okay. Basically, you can see the roots tend to go to the bottom. My handy dandy clipper is good for everything because it's very made out of stainless steel. So I don't have to worry too much about rusting and all that, and it's very sharp. And in fact, we'll ship one. We don't want to sell tools as such because there are plenty other bonsai tool suppliers that you can go to buy other stuff from them as well. But we do want to provide you the tool to maintain the bonsai you get from us. So we will ship it out in foreseeable future, one of these with every order, so that you have all the tools you need, really just one tool. So I'm very careful, try not to break the roots due to the heavy weight of the root ball, but shake off the roots, the dirt gradually, so I can retain as much fibrous roots as I can. You see, that really, it's very flimsy. They can break fairly easily. So there you are. You can see I'm not fooling you. This is just a section of a trunk, air layer here, and the roots came out here, and that's the dead wood from the before, and these are all roots. And I want to save as much of this as possible to put it back in the growing pot so that I can now enable this tree to grow fast. So now, together, let's take a look at that, and you can send me your opinion. Now you can see this is very much just a garden soil, quite clayey, and I put in quite a bit of redwood compost, which I get for free. for grinding up people's tree that they dug up instead of putting in a dump. And even then, it's quite clayey and not very good aeration. You can see how much it grew from air layering in a year and a half ago. And so now let me come to the front and play with the tree by rotating it to see what can be an interesting design. So for example, right now I look at it, this could be a cascade. You can see how powerful a cascade this could be, you know, with the trunk coming up like this, and then this the branch coming down. I think that could be a good design. I don't know if there's any other approach, but you know, when this comes up, and let's say I pick like this is the apex, let it grow tall and thicken. Eventually this branch will be thicker than this. I would say 2 or 3 years. It will be a very nice cascade, but it's not something you think of that you can get from a trunk, a stump, by doing so. And yet you can create something out of nothing. And I think that's the beauty of creating your own bonsai. And you'll be so proud of it. And like this one, I can see this be a sub-apex, and then this one coming down to be the lower branch. And I hope I don't break it. This may actually just be the full size, the big leaf. I can't quite tell for now. I think this could be very well full-size Hokkaido elm, but it's a cork elm. You can see the corking. With that in mind, then I'll just start working on it and put it back in a growing pot. This time with a little better soil mix, and plant it this way, so that I will have a cascade or a semi-cascade. And I think to make it more, I think I should probably make it stand up a little bit more, right? See, a semi-cascade. Now, if you look at the back side, let me turn it around. I basically said make it into this shape. Oh, that doesn't look too bad either. And I can, since I'm looking at the back side, I don't want it to be too ugly. You know, because it's all that wood, I can make this a little bit more interesting by cracking it so that it will heal around it. You know how the trunk when it heals, it's kind of a round thing, so it will be kind of like little hump here or around. I think that will look nice. I will probably get rid of this so that the curving will occur near the edge. But there's plenty of time to do this, to do the fine tuning. In this one, I can easily break that because it's all rotten wood. You don't need to treat the tree with kid glove because they're accustomed to nature doing that to them. And so this one is still not quite decayed. So I let it go, and then eventually this will be a kind of a round thing shaped like that, covering both sides to make it look nice. And I'll probably crack this part so that it will be kind of nice going down like that. You see, it comes really, once it's rotten, it's quite easy to come off, and it breaks quite naturally. So someday this will be kind of like healing like that. And so the tree will be looking like this. So I think it's overemphasizing the grotesque by putting that as the front. So let me rotate it back to work on the tree with that as the other side as the front in mind. And I would work the roots so that the finished bonsai will have grasping roots to show the strength of the tree. So there's not much to do. Very quickly, I can finish the pruning and put it back for growing. So again, I'll work on the apex first. I have to select the apex. So I think I'll select the apex here and then cut this off. And this off, I'll wire it as well. So clipping it to make it go down to become the side branch. And then this one, it goes. And then these in the back, I will gradually trim them to be the back branch. And then I let this one grow as a sacrificial branch. I let it grow tall before I work on it because I want this part to thicken quite a bit given that this is the apex. And then this one, I actually think this is the regular Hokkaido elm, not the Seiju, because the Seiju would have been really, really brittle. You can't even touch it without breaking it. So this is fine. That's a good material for bigger bonsai. And this one, I think this is the side branch going down, which is fine. Maybe this one comes up as like a mini apex, so that's fine. So I'll do that. And then this one, I think the same. Let this one grow, yeah. And then cut this one off. In a sense, I would anchor wire this one so it comes down a little bit to speed up the process rather than pure clip and grow method. So I want this branch to come down to eventually complement this. So I just use an anchor wire to do that. That's so easy to do and so not time consuming. And I really don't want this to come to the front to bump into this one. So I cut it here so the branching will be on this side. Okay? Now this one, the same. I think to create a little bit more interest, I'll use this, the apex, and cut off these. And I can wire this branch to make it come this way, right, as a bottom branch to kind of accentuate the cascading. And yeah, maybe I'll make this the apex to give it a little bit more of a cascade. So I let this grow and then this grow down. So I'm not going to spend too much time since this is the beginning of the process. This is really the first clipping after I planted it from an air root, air layering. And that is it I will do today. Today I will show you the principle, the air layering stump in this case. So let me tell you what the principle for air layering. What you do is you remove a layer of the bark quite cleanly. You have to do it very clean. In a sense, you scrape off any remaining cambium layer that's on the bark so that it will not connect the top and bottom again. But put hormone on it and wrap moss on it. And the secret of success of air layering is two. One is a complete clean removal of a layer of bark. And you can do in the summertime, which is very easy to remove the bark very cleanly. But when the juices are not flowing vigorously, then you do it to scrape it all around to make sure the cambium layer is totally removed. And then you put hormone on it and wrap moss around it, or for that matter, soil mixed with the right ingredient. And then wrap it tight. And then from time to time, squirt water in it to make sure it's not dried out. Like an elm tree will root in 3 to 6 months. And you see how much root it grew in a year and a half total from beginning to end. It's really a good way to produce a sizable trunk, a bonsai with a sizable trunk. I like bigger trees because they are more eye-catching, and yet I really appreciate a little well-done shohin when every branch is done so perfectly. And so whatever suits your taste, anything goes. Like in this case, I like it even though the tree is grotesque. But someday you look at it and with ooh and ah, because it's different. And make lemonade when you have lemon. That's how life should be. Thank you for watching. Please click like if you think I'm informative. Please tell a friend to grow the bonsai heirloom community because bonsai is a very healthy habit for your mental state. Subscribe to our channel and send us your mailing address so that we can send you announcement for tree availability. So thank you very much, and I hope to see you next week.